I feel like creating Musa today. Team, give me a... Where is everybody?
Been annual leave, sir.
Ah, right, I forgot I approved that. So it's up to you. Give me a Musa. It should grow anywhere between 2 to 15 meters tall, and its fruit should grow opposite the direction of gravity. Giving it a nice curve, don't you think?
Oh, sure. That'll make it easier to grip for consumption. Let me guess, you'd also like a nice little tab at the top as well?
Yes, yes, it should be something of an atheist's nightmare.
Bloody hell, this project is starting to sound like a nightmare.
What was that?
Nothing.
That's what I thought. Oh, and one last thing. Give it the ability to walk.
Now hold on, that's just not fair. All the other plants are bound by their earthly confines. Why this one?
Well, let's just say, I think this genus has potential.
G'day, Banana Agenda here. I really hope you just enjoyed the skit that I just did. Following up though, I have a few disclaimers and a bit of a foreword just to start off this video. Throughout this series, I may refer to various plants in the group Musaceae, not just bananas. This also includes encetes and mucellas. On top of this, we won't only be discussing banana-derived products, but also things such as plantains and encete corn. Something else I'd like to mention on a bit more of a positive note is that throughout these video series, I'll be dropping off little bananas just like this one. If you find one, let us know down in the comments. The first person to correctly get the timestamp and the location of the banana gets a shout out in the next part of this multi-part series. Thank you, and I hope you really enjoy the rest of the video. It is worth mentioning that originally Musa cardiosperma was considered the earliest evidence of any plant belonging in the family Musaceae. However, this has since been reclassified as it is believed that now this plant belongs to the family Zingiberinae, the same family in which modern ginger belongs to, and has since been reclassified to the genus Wormodiocarpum. Although there is potential fossil evidence of plants belonging to the family Musaceae in North Carolina during the late Cretaceous, the earliest fossil record of any plant definitively belonging to the family Musaceae dates back to 43 million years ago. The seeds of Encete oregonense were found in the Clano nut beds in, you guessed it, the Clano rock formation in Oregon. It is unknown whether the species had quite reached South America at this point, but it has put in the idea that bananas and, well, all Musaceae I should say, had their origins in the neotropics as opposed to the original idea that they came from the southern hemisphere. However, ultimately at this point, no idea really stands over the other, and it's still rather unsure overall. From this point on, the future of Musaceae will be strongly intertwined with another species. Homo sapiens, also known as us, it's us. In some traditions, the banana takes the place of the apple as the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden, specifically the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. Whilst the Bible itself doesn't necessarily specify what fruit this might have been, according to the 13th century Italian Jewish translator Nathan Ben-Elazar Hamiati, also known sometimes as the Prince of Translators, translation of the medical aphorisms of Moses, the banana is referred to as the apple of Eden. Later on, Rabbi Menahem Lonzano also considered it common knowledge that the fruit in the Garden of Eden was indeed a banana as opposed to an apple, referencing mostly the fact that banana was actually the apple of Eden in Egypt and Syria. The earliest evidence of domesticated bananas were phytoliths found in the Cook Swamp, which lies somewhere in the Wagi Valley in central Papua New Guinea. One theory about these original bananas stipulates that they were likely not grown for their fruit, but for their core, as likely the fruit of these original bananas would have been very similar to wild bananas of today, full of hard, large seeds. The practice of eating bananas for their corm is still something that is practiced in Eastern Africa, in which the Abyssinian Ensete ventricosum, is grown for this exact purpose and is sometimes also referred to as the false banana. If these plants were indeed being eaten and grown for their corms as opposed to their fruit, it is very likely that this would have not been a very pleasant thing to eat at all. But by golly, it sure beats starving to death. Whilst this is the earliest evidence of banana cultivation currently found, it's probable that there was sort of a genesis of cultivation among various areas throughout the South Pacific and Southeast Asia. However, it is the variety found in Cook Swamp that would end up eventually spreading to the Philippines. However, from this point on, it became more and more difficult to track where and when exactly the new banana varieties were appearing, as the human hand started to experiment and hybridize new varieties that now wouldn't just be solely grown for their corm. On top of this, the other problem historians often have is that sometimes the old variety found back at Cook Swamp starts reappearing again. For the next 2,000 years, the banana would spread in all directions. It would spread south down through the Torres Strait Islands into the northernmost points of Cape York in Australia, all through the land of New Guinea and the Indonesian archipelago. It would also go into the Malay Peninsula, heading up all through Southeast Asia into parts of southern India and China. Well, maybe not in that order, but still. Another aspect in regards to the early spread of bananas that's worth mentioning is Africa. The general consensus is that bananas first arrived on the continent of Africa through the arrival of the Malagasy people to Madagascar sometime between 600 to 700 AD. However, possible evidence of the banana, or I should more accurately say plantains, presence in Africa prior to this event has been found in Cameroon, with the discovery of phytoliths found in refuse pits. However, this is considered shaky at best, and as of current, the Malagasy theory still stands. And that's where we're going to be leaving it for today, folks. Hopefully stay tuned for part 2, where we start looking at the human interactions and earliest human references about bananas. Let us know down in the comments if you found the secret banana, of course, with the timestamp and where it's located on the screen. Just rolling down here are the references and any credits that I used. If you found any media though that you want credited in this video, please just let me know. All good, stay tuned for next time.